Hey everyone, so it's Melanie. I was actually going to write a post about my reflections of week 4 as founder and CEO of the newly relaunched Boone Management Group. And as I was doing that, like a lot of stuff came in the mail today. And we are in week 4, also preparing for the Rise Women in Leadership Conference here in Providence. So a lot of the things came for that conference, which it never really becomes real until it's real. And so I just wanted to show, like, I got really excited. Here are some of the pieces that actually came for the booth that we're going to have. So these are really, really cool. And then also, I ordered, of course, you've got to have the giveaways, some really nice Boone Management Group pens. I also ordered, because I get a little crazy when it comes to the personal branding. So I did order Boone Management Group branded Hershey's candies. And then also, as you know, when you go to these conferences, you like talk a lot and you drink coffee, and sometimes your breath may not be as fresh as you'd like. So if you stop by the Boone Management Group booth on October 28th at the Rise Conference, you'll also be able to get mints. We still have our shirts coming, which I'm really excited about. I actually got a half zip kind of pullover shirt, branded with Boone Management Group. And like it really feels real. Like when you stand in front of these two, just the banners alone, like came out amazing. I also recently did my Moments with Melanie podcast. And in that podcast, I talked about like the original story of Boone Management Group, some of the struggles I had as a founder, some of the loneliness that you kind of feel, the financial troubles I was going through, like all of that kind of stuff. Like it was a really challenging time for me at that time. And, that led to me some of the reasons why I ended up going back into a corporate role. However, with this new relaunch of Boone Management Group, it's 10 years later. The experience that I have gained in that 10 years really amplifies our abilities to really support and make an impact. Learning from some of the mistakes that I made the first time. I have an amazing team behind me that's doing the work. I'm able to focus on the sales, the business development, me and my banners for conferences and the branding. And it's like a divide and conquer type of scenario with the team that's supporting me. I'm also super lucky and proud and kind of speechless that my two sisters are in this with me. My oldest sister is functioning as my chief of staff, and she's been absolutely amazing since she started. My middle sister, because I'm the baby, my middle sister is our VP of client experience, and she's also an advisor as well. So she just kicked off her first coaching engagement with Boone Management Group, bringing over 20 years of really great experience to that leader who we're going to be supporting as their organization grows globally. And so, Boone Management Group was really founded to help businesses accelerate growth, to help leaders make an impact both in their organizations and in their communities. We are working now in 3 different areas. The first one is strategy consulting. So under that strategy consulting, like it incorporates HR consulting. It also incorporates supporting organizations with systems, processes, people, operations optimization, supply chain issues, like the depth of experience. We have over 75 years of combined experience with our advisors that we have right now. We all have worked in executive roles. We all have worked either coaching or supporting executives, working within the C-suite. And we're bringing that layered with just the behavioral science of it, right? So within our development area, we're working with, executives, leaders, and teams on like is what are the things that the organization needs from the people? What are the things that the people need from the organization? How are they showing up? How are they able to work together, all aligned under the same mission, vision, working towards the same goals. And so on the development side, that could include executive coaching, that could include team training, and not like team building, but it's how do we really assess and understand the makeup of the team and use that as a superpower for that team, both the areas where they are strong and the areas of opportunity. And then the next area that we work in is leader assessment. And so I am a business psychologist by trade now. I got my PhD a few years ago in organizational leadership. One of my colleagues, Yaira, is also a business psychologist. We're trained in different psychometrics, including like Hogan, and then other ones. And then we also now have some proprietary psychometrics that have been created based off of my research in my book, Heroic Leadership, The Secret to Developing Stronger, High-Performing Teams Using Psychological Capital. Very long name. And then the next edition of that is coming soon, and it's called Lead Like a Hero. And so again, like we're bringing in that deep business expertise, the human element, the behavioral element, and also like how do we again get results and accelerate growth, whether it's through your talent strategy, it could be HR compliance, culture and engagement, um, fractional leadership. Like there could be some gaps in your leadership and maybe organizations don't want or have the funds to hire somebody fully. Everything we do is wrapped around how do we minimize risk? Can we be compliant? How can we optimize processes? To really help organizations understand kind of like the what's next and then how do they get there and how do they really operationalize the plans. And we work in like this in-source model. So I've had like networking is really interesting because people hear consultant and they think like, oh, that's going to be you come in, you do a project, you give me a binder. I know we don't do binders anymore, but that's what I used to do early in my career. But like you deliver this thing and then you leave and my team's supposed to figure out how to execute. And the reality is like a lot of companies want consultants because they haven't been able to figure that out. I was actually on a call with a client today, and some of the things that they are trying to accomplish, they've been trying to do for 5, 6, 7 years and haven't been able to do it. And one of the questions that the CEO that I'm working with has is like, now there's a true drop dead deadline in 18 months where things have to be done. So how do we change the mindset of the individuals who now we need to empower to make decisions, to be the subject matter experts in their area, and to be able to pull off something that is strategically important for the organization? And so in this in-sourced model, like we work as a member or an extension of your team. And so for this particular client in this strategic effort that we're doing, it's not just me, right? Like we have another one of our consultants who's really strong in operations and strategic planning, and she's going to be working on the strategy part. I'm working on the coaching and the CEO advisory. Another one of our colleagues is working on the coaching of one of the vice presidents. So we come in, we get to really understand what the organization needs, and then we're able to help them with that. And so and that's what fuels me. Like that's what fuels us at Boone Management Group when we can help organizations solve like those really tough challenges, whether the challenge is old or new. It makes us feel better. It makes us feel good about the work that we're doing. And at the end of the day, in this in-source model, we don't just walk away and leave clients trying to figure it out. Like we're in the trenches with them. We're, pivoting when we need to, and we're helping them to actually achieve the goals that they set out to achieve. And so I am like beyond thrilled to be back as the leader of Boone Management Group, to be out there talking about it, selling it, to be into week 4 and have, 2 clients, 3 prospects that look pretty good in the activity that we have, and then the amazing team of ladies that are working with me who are all super excited to bring their years of experience and knowledge to our clients. So that's like my excitement for week 4 of Boone Management Group. This is a very long video, but again, like it's just so great when you look at everything that's happening and when you have like this in front of you. Like I am actually speechless I am so honored that there are so many amazing people who are behind me now who say they want to help me build this. They see something special in the work that we're doing. Excuse the blankets back there. If you know me, I'm always napping. So there is a blanket thrown across every chair and sofa in my house. But I'm going to close this video out. My one message to anybody who is working to do this, anybody who's building a business, anyone who's trying to figure out the what's next, any business owner that's trying to figure out how to solve the big problem or whatever the case may be, a couple of things. Surround yourself with people who can help, whether it is the person who can take you out for coffee to get it off your mind. It could be the person that you know, or the contact in your network that has some expertise in that area, and there are ways that you all can mutually benefit each other through conversation. It could be the family. I'm right now driving my husband absolutely mad and crazy with every time I run downstairs to tell him like a new thing that happened or a new call or a new connection that I've made. So find your community. Again, I say this all the time: being a founder, being a CEO, leading an organization, heck, being the head of HR, like it can be very lonely. And so make sure that you're finding your people, because I don't think that I would have this accelerated momentum over this past 4 weeks without them. And then, like, the other piece of advice is like, don't stop. I was talking to someone today who's trying to make and build an amazing business, and everyone's telling them you can't do it and you need $500,000 to do X. And, sometimes we hear people kind of doubt us and we start to doubt ourselves. So it doesn't matter how big the idea is. And, I was telling him, like, we may not do your big idea first because I'm going to help him build this business because I believe in him and I believe in it. Like, we may not do the big thing first, but we'll get there, and we'll do something that, gets you to a point where it's making money so that all of the bigger things that you want to do can come. So no matter how hard it is, no matter what you're hearing around you, just know that the things that you want to do are possible. I want to make $1 million in my first year as Boone Management Group. I'm 4 weeks in, and $65,000 already. And I'm just going to keep working and keep pushing until that happens. And it's not just about me, but it's about the ladies who are supporting me, who are going to be working with us. It's about the clients that we're going to be able to help across the world. Like, it's really big, and it's a lot, and it's very exciting, and it's scary, and it's all of those emotions, but I'm not going to keep, sorry, I'm not going to stop. So thank you all for listening. I'll be back next Friday to give you another update. I know every week is not going to be sunshine and roses. This week was hard balancing my daughter, school meetings, IEP changes. My son was sick at school, so I kidnapped him and have him at home tonight so that I can see his face and make sure he's feeling okay. Like, all of those things happened as well. But again, I'm going to stay motivated, and I hope that you do too. And so I will see you all the next time. Thank you.